Assalamualaikum. Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. So today I challenge myself to speak English at least 7 or 10 minutes a day, and I speak with real people using website. The website is called Episode End. So if you want to try, you can search on Google. And this is my first day of speaking English. So let's get started.
Okay, hi Sri, nice to see you. Yes,
Hi, nice to see you.
yeah. So I'm Leon and we're from the same country.
Yeah. Okay. Hey. What's the topic that we
So
should?
how about this? Can you tell me what is a hobby that you think everybody on this earth should try at least once in their life?
I think reading.
Okay, why reading?
Um, because when we read something, it opens our mind. It can change our mind
Right?
and how to see the world. Because when we read, we knows something that we don't know before.
Right. So I agree with that, but it did not give me like enough argument why I should read because those things like that I do agree that reading is important, but something like that is actually we can get from a podcast or like a YouTube channel like TED Talks, right? Because when we watch like TED Talks, actually there's a lot of books author that also say exactly what they're saying in the book. They just they just say it here, not like reading it. But what is so special about reading that
Oh,
everybody should try?
oh, wait a minute. I don't know. I think that's my reason.
Okay.
Okay. So, what about you? What should hobby that I or someone try in their life?
Easy. Learn how to communicate with people. So I'm saying this to everyone, okay? So people like often mistaken that language skill is communication skill. It's not, right? So just because a person is proficient in one language, for example, you speak Indonesian great, that doesn't mean you are easy to talk with or we are easy to talk with, right? A person that is a good
Yeah.
communicator, he or she is more flexible, can talk with anyone, right? So nowadays people are not as trained as before when it comes to communication skills because we spend more time on the tablet, on the social media, right? Which is fine, but there's a study, in Switzerland by a psychologist named Dr. Mike Martin. We need to keep talking in order to keep our cognitive abilities going. So when people are confident, when people are not confident, when people are not easily process what information that you said, like they getting mistakes sometimes. It's usually because they're not used to talk with people, right?
Hmm.
That is why their cognitive abilities is not working. So in order to keep that cognitive abilities working, we need to keep talking with people in any language, because we're talking about communication skills, which is not language skills.
Yeah, you're right. Because I always feel like I'm not ready to talk with someone new because I don't know how to start the conversation sometimes.
You know what? This is another good reason why we should learn communication skills, whether we like it or not. Because we also looking for a good communicator, whether you realize it or not, right? Like this. You want to meet a people that is fun to talk with. You want to meet a people that is not boring. You want to meet a people that can keep the conversation going. You agree with me, right? There's no way you want to meet a bad communicator. Because human, our mind is designed to look for a good communicator because why? We are social creatures. Remember, we learned this in school. We need each other to survive, and communication is part of our survival skill. So the problem is, good communicator wants to meet good communicator, bad communicator wants to meet a good communicator, which means we need to become a good communicator in order to meet a good communicator because they're also looking for a good communicator, right? So this is another good reason why we should learn about communication skills at some degree.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I love your explanation. And
Yeah, so there.
uh, so, can you suggest me how to start have a good communication? How to
So
start?
how to start? So
Yeah,
number one is confident, because
confident.
confident is contagious, So I don't say whatever, but if you ask me, sometimes when all people do something like this, like it
Mm,
doesn't feel comfortable for you, right?
yeah.
Somehow, like like that, right? It does not feel comfortable because confidence is contagious, right? So communication is something that is hard to think. It's easy to feel. When people do something like this to you, you're not also feeling good, right? Like
Mm,
this. Also, I saw a lot of people doing this, right? They didn't realize it, but you can feel it that this is not a good gesture, right? So confidence is number one.
okay.
Not number one, but it's something that is important, But if you like reading, so there's a book called
Oh, okay.
this, like the basic book about good communication skills. I think you heard about this book.
Okay. Ah, yeah, but I never read it.
So
Also.
this is written like 90 years ago, 1935 or 1936, but basically it's still relate, because we are all humans, we all
Mm,
looking for good communicator. Like even though we're living in the age of digital, in the age of like social media, we need to communicate, right? So even though it's 90 years old, we still needing it.
okay. I think I will read this book soon.
Okay. So I'll see you next time because time's almost up. And have a nice day. Yeah, it's 15 seconds left.
Okay.
Mm.
Nice to meet you, by the way.
See you next time.